So in this video, I'm going to be going over forgetting. So in forgetting, there is three ways where you could forget it in the 3 blocks models. There is, long-term memory, storage decay, retrieval failure, and encoding failure. So encoding is when you haven't linked it properly into your long-term memory. Retrieval is like tip of the tongue, and decay is you don't give enough attention over time, then it's going to, you're just going to forget it. And Ebbinghaim's curve is basically you learn something, and then the first few days you forget them initially, and then everything else has been encoded properly, right? And then prospective memory is memory to do with the future. So like think of maybe you have to take your medicine in 2 hours, or maybe you have to like attend a party in 2 hours. Think of like prospects, give or take. And then there's interference, right? Proactive and retroactive. So proactive is old to new, and then retroactive is new to old. Like new memory, buries or interferes with old memory. Then there's amnesia. So anterograde amnesia affects the hippocampus, and it makes that like the person can't form new memories. And then there's retrograde amnesia, where they forget past memories, but they still, is a big thing, they still remember procedural memories. They can still walk, they can still talk. And then source amnesia is where you have an experience and you tie it to the wrong location or source. So like for example, I remember, this is an example, it never happened. I remember like chasing pigeons in a museum, but my mother told me it wasn't in a museum, it was at a park. So that's sort of a way of like source amnesia. And then the ways of making things, like making your memory improve on certain subjects, is to make it meaningful, put like a meaning behind it or connect it with meaningful memories. Distributed practice, as I mentioned before, spacing effect. Activate retrieval cues, like maybe like put like a little floss on your hand or something like that so you memorize this thing. Then you have testing effect, quiz yourself every few days to like help you with that. Chunking, put them in specific, put them in a little group, and then you can memorize them like that instead of like all of it at once. And mnemonics, so like, the PORN one that the teacher introduced. And then there's sleep. Sleep is important because it helps your brain sort of like sort things out and, make them into storage, but they store it more like properly in a more neat way rather than like clumsily just putting things all at once. So like sleep is very important, and I should probably do that.